Okay, so people have spoken about the special diet, the need for the special diet, the nature of the cut that's coming down, and I agree with everything everybody said. But what I just want to focus on for a couple of moments is the question of how we can fight back, what we can do to challenge that situation. Because whenever you raise the idea of fighting back, of taking to the streets, of demonstrating and those kinds of things, people ask a question, and it's a fair question: can it do any good? April the 15th, next week, we're going to be going and marching on the government, and people ask the question, can it do any good? And I'd like to try to answer that question, because it's important, if we're going to do this, that we're not just going through the motions, but we're doing something that we think can actually work. So I'd like to just pose the question to people: why do they give us anything? Why do they give people anything at all? Is it because they care? Is it because they're nice people and they don't want people to suffer? I don't think that's true. It used to be that there was nothing for people of any kind. There were no social programs, there was no unemployment insurance, there was no welfare.
Washington happened.
And people struggled, people fought back, people challenged them. They recognised that if they were to simply cut welfare altogether, if they were to simply remove everything, there would be massive unrest. And so they decided that they have to give people something, but they want it to be as little as possible. And that's always what welfare has been about, giving people as little as possible. Simon Black is here at the moment, who wrote a piece last week that appeared on the website of the Toronto Star. And he made the point in that there are 1 worker in 6 in the province of Ontario is working at or close to the minimum wage. And the simple reality is that if you're going to force people into those low-paying jobs, it is very important to them that welfare be as low as it possibly can be, so that people will be driven into those kinds of jobs. Hence, they try to push it down, and that's why the special diet was in the way. That's why they don't like the notion of people being able to feed their children. That's why they don't like the notion of people being able to pay the rent. Because they want people to be desperate. They want people to be as desperate as possible. But they've always got the fear that people are going to rebel, that people are going to challenge them, that people are going to take to the streets, that there's going to be unrest. So the conclusion we have to draw from that is we have to deliver that. We have to be prepared to show them that people are thoroughly pissed off, that people are ready to challenge them, that people are going to take to the streets and do more than that. People are going to disrupt the workings of the government. People are going to disrupt this province until people's needs are taken care of. And we've got to deliver that. We've got to actually respond. This special diet cut is only the 3rd time in the history of the province of Ontario that a government has actually cut welfare to the poor. And the McGuinty government, which talks about poverty reduction and being caring and different to Mike Harris, has actually gone ahead and done it. And they have to be made to pay a price. Now, I don't want to try to pretend to anybody that we're going to have a demonstration next week on April the 15th and the government's going to go, oh my goodness, this is terrible, we're going to put the special diet back. That would be preposterous. But I tell you this, the response we're beginning to get leads me to believe very strongly that we can build after April 15th stronger and bigger, and we can build a movement of people in this province that will be too big, too powerful for them to ignore. We're getting called